We got some horrible news today. This shit rattled me since like 9 a.m. It's now currently 4:15 for me. PlayStation is ending physical gaming. Starting in 2028, no more releases from them. I don't care if you're a collector of physical, I don't care if you're a fully digital gamer. This has horrible news for gaming. And in a better climate, Microsoft could probably push back against this and reverse their hands, similar to how back when the Xbox One happened and the Xbox tried pretty much going digital only, PlayStation did a whole thing of like, see, this is how we trade games, and then they, showed off the physical. We always knew this was coming, right? But at the end of the day, I thought we might have one more generation in us before this happens. I mean, already Grand Theft Auto's out here saying, hey, we're going to sell you a physical game with a code in the box. You might dislike Nintendo, but at least with their game key cards, it may be a downloadable code when you put in the Switch cartridge, but you can exchange that cartridge with anyone, and it's not tied to the account, right? And I think people really underestimate that even if you don't collect physical games, I can right now go look up a game on Amazon, Walmart, GameStop, wherever, and most likely that physical game is cheaper in person right now than it is digitally on the store. Because yes, while there are some good digital sales that happens, at the end of the day, it's not as common. And it's important to keep physical alive. With them wanting to release a PS6 most likely next year, which is probably going to be $1,000 with RAM prices and everything, even if some of that goes down, they're going to try to sell you a PS6, which after, I like my PS5, but I do not feel like I need a new generation. We've pretty much tapped out what is capable. Like, all they really do is they slightly guarantee a little better frame rate anymore. There isn't that technological jump. That's why I like the Switch too. I just wanted the Switch to be able to be more up to par with current stuff, and now they do that. What is the point of buying a PS6 for 800 to 1200 bucks depending on what it is? You ain't going to be backwards compatible, and if you do sell us a disk drive, it'll be probably another 200, 300 bucks. If you're going to force us into a digital ecosystem, why not just be strictly PC? A part of the reason people really like consoles was it felt like a different experience. You still had the physical, you still had the experience of the controller. I mean, fuck, the Steam machine is going to be goddamn the same price as the next Xbox and next PlayStation. And it's going to basically be a PC. Why wouldn't you just do that? I mean, it's hard. I don't like this. And honestly, I feel like in about 10 years, 20 maybe, I'm going to be the old man trying to explain to the current youth why the concept of you not having storage space on your devices is an issue. Because don't worry, Grandpa, it's only $5 a month. Because that's where we're heading. It's going to get to a point where companies are not going to want to sell you space, hard drive space. They will want you to always rent it out on the cloud. Because why does it matter? You always have access to internet. These companies do not want you to own everything, to own anything, sorry. And yeah, eventually Nintendo will probably do the same. Nintendo will be the slowest to adapt to this. I think in 20 years, Nintendo will still be selling fucking physical games because Nintendo understands the toy business because that's how they've always operated as they started as a toy company. And I'm not saying Nintendo is perfect, but in a week where Microsoft is going to lay off half of their companies, PlayStation is saying, fuck your physical. Nintendo's out here talking about giving 10% raises to all of its employees. There's plenty to criticize about Nintendo. I don't like the fact that they try to patent stuff like Pokemon catching. But as a actual company, I can respect them because that's why I can pay full price for all their games. Because a series like Xenoblade, if it was Microsoft or Sony, they would have canceled it because Xenoblade isn't tens of millions sold every game. First couple of games, couple million, but guess what? They keep making more because they build upon that. They're not perfect. And I don't think you should deep throat any company. But I do think if my options are Nintendo, PlayStation, and Microsoft, I'm sticking with Nintendo until they really fuck me over. I did not like game key cards when they first started talking about them, but I've grown to say, you know what? If the option is not every publisher wants to pay the extra price to put the full thing on the cart to spend the extra money, a downloadable code that I can physically transfer to someone or resell it, I'm completely good with. And you can make an argument, yeah, there's going to be some exclusives though that Sony won't put on computers. Yo ho ho, Pirate's Life for me need be, or I'll skip it. I think at this point it's gonna be Nintendo and fucking PC for me going forward. I really don't like it. I think it's fucking stupid. Is there time for them to reverse course? Maybe. But, you know, if Microsoft hadn't already been hinting at like laying off like every company, they would have the chance to do the funniest thing and do the same thing that Sony did to them during the Xbox One and say, hey, we will always trade. And the peer pressure would be enough that they would have to reverse course. But they want PS6 to be, they're, you want to know this right here? This is the funniest and most accurate thing. It's 2029. You just bought a PS6. It costs $1,200. All games are digital. They cost $80. You have 4 in your library. Yesterday it was 5, but Sony removed one. They offered no refund. It's just gone. You strangle yourself with a controller, but it's wireless. Like, that's the thing people don't get either, is that literally this past week, like 500 digital license for movies and stuff disappeared. People didn't get a refund on Sony's shit. They just say, hey, it's gone. That's why physical is important. Even if you prefer a digital library, sometimes I do prefer a digital library. It can just go away. And it's not like, oh, it might go away in 30 years. It's already happening. It's not good. You should not accept this. Is gaming dead? No. But stuff like Grand Theft Auto selling a bajillion dollars, and, you know, apparently on the current gens, they might not even be able to hit 30 FPS. Why do we keep buying these consoles? Why do we keep supporting these companies? I'm happy with Nintendo. Some people might not be. Hey, vote with your wallet. I'm done. I'm done with Sony. I'm done with Microsoft. I'm done with Microsoft because what they did to their and what they're planning to do to their companies is fucking disgusting. Um I don't get it, man. It's and humanity is so, if it doesn't affect me, I don't give a fuck. Everything's like that. But the fact that people don't see that even if you don't buy physical games, the reason sales and stuff and all these different options happen, and when it's all on one, it's like Crunchyroll. Every anime being licensed by Crunchyroll is not a good thing because they can do with whatever they want with the market. Physical distributors being able to do sales forces companies like these to do sales on their digital storefronts. I'm telling you, 10 years, 15 years from now, the current generation getting out of high school are going to be mad at us for wanting to have physical space on our devices without the need of a subscription service. It's going to happen, and it's fucking obnoxious. Fuck Sony, fuck Microsoft. Good on Nintendo for giving their fucking employees a raise and letting, you know, games not like how the fuck are these companies winning goddamn awards and then shutting down a company? I have the funds to be able to buy every generation of console that comes out. Fuck the PS6, fuck the next Xbox, PS fucking whatever you're gonna make. I don't care. I'm sticking to fucking Nintendo until they fuck me over. Which, to be honest, Nintendo's just always been fun, so I doubt that's gonna change. But you know, if they fuck around too, stick to PC and yo ho ho. It's just fucking bullshit, guys. Let me know your thoughts though.